Hello, Brooklyn Squad, real life drama, real life crimes. How is everybody doing? Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. Thank you all for joining me. Hello, Debbie. Hey, we are Cody's voice. How are y'all? Beautiful people. I know it was supposed to be 4 o'clock, but I had to push it to 4:30 because I was doing a few things for the second live. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into it. Um, also, guys, don't go nowhere. Don't run around the building. Get your drink, get what you got to do, and come right back here because at 6 o'clock, I am interviewing an activist who fights and fights and fights for Chicago. Okay, so he will be here today at 6 o'clock. Okay, but right now we are covering um Maddie Soto's still, okay? Now, I couldn't find something about the mother. Somebody was saying, people were saying that the mother is now being investigated or the mother is now a target or whatever the case is with the cops. I couldn't find that. If you can find that, please send it to me. But I did hi Debbie. I did find an interview that a gentleman did, and I want to play it for you because the guy that is accused of doing what he did to this beautiful 13 years old little girl who's locked up right now with no charges yet, but we already know hopefully they will be coming. Hey, my y'all Cody voice. He had some friends that are talking. Yes, he does. He does have some friends that are talking, right? So I want to play the interview because we're going to get into what his personality was again. We did the first interview. Now we're going to get into some other things, right? So let's get into this interview. Um, and let's check it out. Cody's voice. I'm going to do the thumbnail and everything after my second after the second video. So after my interview with Rabbi tonight, I'll work on the thumbnail. I'll send it to you, the link, and then tomorrow, right here, I am interviewing, or we're gonna do an update on Cody. Okay, so keep your notifications on. Okay, that's not out yet, but it will be tonight. All right. Hey, together we break, and also, if you are not with my celebrity gossip. We are tomorrow going over there at 7:30 tomorrow. Celebrity gossip. Puff Daddy, we coming for your ass. Okay. One of my is any of my mods in here? Not yet. If they are backstage, please put the link down for my other channel that I have, please. How do I get to that? I'm gonna drop the link while this is playing. Yes, girl, that celebrity gossip channel. You know we're gonna get Puff Daddy ass. But let this play. So this is Stefan Stern, friend, and he has some things to say. So I'm gonna let this play. I put the gentleman, great huge link. If you want to go check his channel out, show him some love. But don't forget to let him know that Brooklyn Squad sent y'all over there. Thank you.
You've known him?
Roughly like 3 years, maybe a little over. I met him playing. I got into Warhammer 40K at tabletop, like RPG game, and he was one of the people there, and I clicked with him right away because, he smoked pot, and I was like, oh, okay, I can have someone to smoke a joint with, and play some tabletop game. And after that, he was at my house. I mean, religiously, I would say every weekend. He's always coming over. He's met my kids, met my wife. He's been to my house multiple times. And, I would have never expected, I never noticed a sign, but I mean, he was always a quirky guy, but, it's a nerdy game. So I just figured he was a nerd,
So when you think back when he was coming over to your house, did you ever see him act a little strange with your kids now in hindsight?
No, like not once, but also my kids are boys and they're the ages of 3, and when he first met Johnny, 5, and my other son was just born. So no, I didn't get that vibe from him.
Okay, so maybe they were outside of his range, anyways.
Yeah, it seemed to me like he liked teenage girls.
I dropped the link
especially
down
after
to my
hearing
other
the
channel,
interview with
guys.
his other friend. It seemed like he liked 12 to 14, 15-year-old girls.
Well, the thing is he had pictures on his phone of CSAM material with Madeline at the age of, I think, 9 or 10.
Really? I mean, is that confirmed that it was her?
Yeah. It said it. Well, they didn't put the name on it, but you could tell that's what they
It was
referred
the house.
to.
Yeah, it was the house. So that's what I figured.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't get that weird vibe from him, honestly. He was pretty normal around my house. I mean, he definitely had an Adderall addiction. He didn't eat much, that I remember, and he stayed up all night. He would wake up like way later than like 4:30, 5 o'clock every day. So
what was he doing? Just
who the hell knows? I mean, he woke up 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Thank you.
He didn't have a job. I always thought that was weird, that he didn't work, but he had money to buy all these like pretty expensive RPG games.
Oh,
well, he said he worked over at Disney in some of those Reddit posts.
Yeah, but that was like when I first met him, he wasn't working at all.
Okay, that was 3.
Oh, what happened?
Watch live sports with no hidden fees or long-term contracts.
3 years ago? Most 3 years?
Yeah, when I first met him, he didn't work that whole time until he went to Kissimmee, moved in with Jen, and they got back together because they had split up at one point, and then he moved back into his parents. I always thought that was weird that he lived at his parents, woke up whenever he wanted, but had money to buy these expensive Warhammer stuff. I was like, this doesn't add up. His parents giving him money. I didn't really know.
Yeah, so can you tell me the situation with, when they call each other girlfriend and then
they're not
stepfather?
They are not. That's what I'm confused about, is why. I don't know who said that they were together, but that's not true because they've been broken up within like 6 months of him moving there. So, like, within 6 months of him moving there and working at Disney, they were broken up. That's why he moved back to his parents in Northport, because that's where he's been living for the past couple months.
Okay, so maybe you can help clarify that and explain that a little bit better. So he did work at Disney after you guys met, though, right?
Yeah, he worked at Disney. He moved to back there, like a year and a couple months. I can't say an exact, number on that, but that's when he did move back. And then within a short period of time, they were split up again, and he was staying in supposedly a spare bedroom.
Okay, so maybe you can give us the timeline. Like when you met him like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And was he dating Jen at that time?
No, they were split up at that point.
Okay, so he's known her for many years. Like I think he said 6 years.
Yeah, he's known her for a decent amount of time.
And it seems like, though, even on his Reddit post, he referred to Madeline as his stepdaughter. So they must have considered each other like, husband and wife when they were living together, how they referred to each other. But then later on, it was boyfriend. And it's strange because she allowed him to, the mother allowed him to come back to give her a ride to school for some reason.
Well, yeah, he was like, okay, this what didn't make sense to me either. Like, there's something like when because we hung out 2 weekends or a weekend before this all transpired. I introduced him to a couple friends. My friends liked him. He was a.
So they were broken up. So they knew each other for a long, long time. All right. So this is my first time hearing these interviews. I heard up to this part and I stopped it when he said, my friends. He introduced him to his friends. Because I like to watch everything with y'all. I don't like to be listening and then watching with y'all. I like to watch everything with y'all. So I had stopped it. Because I also was doing some stuff getting ready for the interview I have at 6 o'clock tonight. Don't forget, I'm interviewing the activist today at 6 o'clock. So it sounds like, oh, so my husband's like, "You so loud." I am. I talk loud. So I was wondering, right? How long did we was all wondering, like, how long did she know this man? Because 1 minute it was this he's the stepfather, and then there's my boyfriend. So they knew each other. Sounds like for a long time, but they were broken up. So they must have broke up and then got back together. All right, let's see. Let's see what this man got to say. Now, this is his friend. His friends are talking.
On the outside, a normal person.
This is not the same friend we heard before.
Like a very giving person. Like you wouldn't think this if you like met him. But if out of this was out of context, like take this whole thing out of the conclusion, you wouldn't think so. You just think the guy had a social problem and he was a nerd and he kept to himself.
So it was kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing, basically.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But yeah, he said out of nowhere he's moving back there. But like what he said, like that weekend.
Me too, He
said something. Yeah, he mostly felt bad about the breakup because of Madeline, because they created a strong bond. So
he
I
saw
really don't
him
know.
2 weeks before this happened.
He wanted to go back there. He was supposed to go there that weekend that we hung out, but didn't. He went the following weekend, I guess.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is now we know that there was material on his phone from both of them, and now you wonder if he was really wanting to get back.
No, come on.
It's fun.
This is one of those videos. And I feel you gotta get paid.
In this world,
so he must be monetized.
Back there to make sure she wasn't telling her mom something.
Sure, those things a lot.
Yeah, either that or, I've been at an assumption that she might have been pregnant or something, and she didn't want to keep the child.
Yeah.
Or wanted to get, or wanting to keep the child.
Well, that was one of my theories a couple nights ago. I was thinking, if she was pregnant, he probably felt desperate and had no escape because she either would have to get rid of, have an abortion, and then
allegedly.
People would ask, how come she's pregnant? I mean, there's really no out for him because she would then have to explain how she got pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he probably could have felt trapped. Now, I don't know if that's true at all. That was just a theory.
Yeah, that's just a theory in my mind, too. And also the way the mom's acting, her feelings don't seem genuine. Like it doesn't look like a mom freaking out. I'll tell you that much.
Have you met her before?
I only met her one time, and that was on a FaceTime.
And how was she then?
She seemed pretty normal, I mean, personally, I know since Stefan's told me she takes a lot of medication for a lot of mental health things. So,
well, maybe she has some mental issues too. So maybe the way she's acting on TV when you see her is just a result of that.
I thought about that too, Debbie.
Yeah, that could be true, but I don't know why he stayed there, why they were split up. That always seemed awkward to me. Like, why would you want to stay in the house with someone you're no longer in a relationship with? Okay,
so maybe you guys met 3 years ago, and he lived where, and where were you living at the time?
They were broken up.
Oh, I lived at my house. I own a house.
Well, what town? I mean, most of us aren't from Florida, so just maybe a town.
Okay. Yeah, I lived in Port Charlotte. He lived in Northport at his parents.
Okay, and then would he break up and get back together again with Jen during this time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then at some point they were back together since you've known him, right? And then they broke up again. When do you think they broke up the last time? Like 6, 7, 8 months ago?
No, it was way farther than that. Probably like a year and a half ago. So he's been living at that house until, I forget how long he's been back for, because time flies when you're working and stuff. So I would say at least 3 months he's been back for.
Okay, so he came back and...
He wasn't back for Thanksgiving. He was coming back for Thanksgiving. So he had to be back by at least Christmas. He moved 3 months ago. He moved back to Northport. So he was living there that whole time while they were no longer in a relationship.
Oh, well, was he the only one claiming they weren't in a relationship? Because how do you know that Jen thought that?
That's what he said, that he was staying in a spare bedroom there. So that's the information I have. And he lives back at his parents. So that seems to me, he was staying, he moved there because they were getting back together.
Why was he back over at Jen's house recently?
That I guess her birthday. I can't think of. That was the reason that I thought that I was told.
Well, I guess that's true. The birthday party was the night before.
Yeah.
So you guys would play Warhammer quite a bit, right?
Yeah, Warhammer, a couple tabletop card games like Magic the Gathering type of games.
Well, what's that other game that he's really into with that little sort of game toy that he plays with?
Oh, yeah. Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I was.
So they were broken up this whole time? Interesting. Why were you there? Because of her daughter. You were broken up with the mother, but baby, you wasn't broken up with the daughter. He is a disgusting monster. Allegedly. And fuck that, I ain't no allegedly. Shit. I'm not saying allegedly. I'm just not. Ban the damn channel if they want to. What that child went through, exactly. So allegedly they was broken up. That's what the guy Steven, that's his name. Steven told his friend they were broken up. So he was staying in the spare bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Right? No allegedly there. You know what I'm saying? No allegedly that he's a monster for real. Shit. And my thing is, if y'all were broken up, why are you still there? Because of her daughter. That's why. That's why. And let's not forget. Let me just read this to you before we continue. And I'm sure many of you already saw this. But if you didn't, I'm going to read it to you just in case. Okay? I'm going to read it to you just in case. Damn, that shit is like, you can't even see it. I'm going to have to, let me finish playing this video. Let me go on the other one to get it because I can't even see it.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird. He's almost 40.
Yeah, it seems like something to sort of relate with children type of a game.
Yeah, but also he had a lot of weird stuff. Like, you know, his room, it was nerdy. You know, he was a gamer, so he had a lot of weird stuff. You know, like Star Wars memorabilia, Tamagotchis, Nerf guns, things like that.
Okay, so it did nothing set off alarm bells for you.
No. I just thought he was a nerdy guy, you know?
I don't mean to ask again, but I want to really try to get this timeline thing because it's not really clear, okay? Yeah. And I think that's what people really want to get is the timeline. So let's try to, I'm going to just jot down notes. So back about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Where was he living then?
His parents.
Okay, parents. And then maybe after that, say where he went next.
So with, I guess, like roughly a year later, then was back at Jen's.
Okay, so then like 2 years ago, moved in with Jen.
Yes.
Okay, and then how long were they together there until they broke up? I guess
within roughly 6 months while he was living there.
Okay, so about 6 months, they break up, and then where does he go after that?
He's living there still, working at Disney. So he supposedly stayed in the guest room or something.
Oh, wow. Okay,
that's what I was told. Mm-hmm. That's what I was told.
All right, they broke up, but he still lived there. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I always thought that was really weird.
That is pretty strange, you know.
Why would you want to stay in a place if you guys no longer are in a relationship? But
Well, I think we might know the answer because he wanted to still be close to.
That's 100%. Yeah, that's what I feel like. You know.
And do you think so? After they broke up, though, he's been there this whole time, living at that house, even up until.
Yes.
Okay.
Roughly 3-4 months ago, I would say around sometime in December, he moved back.
Okay.
Take, you know.
Okay, so you're saying in 3 or 4 months ago, though, he moved back to his parents' house.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So tell me more about him. Did you ever see him, when he was talking about women or?
That's what I was going to bring that up. There was a woman. We went out that night. I introduced some friends. We all hung out at a bar called Dean's with some music. Like a older woman, a cougar, was 100% hitting on him. And he's single, so I was like, dude, you should grab up on that, man. Go get some. And he just was like, nah, not interested. And I just, it made me turn my head a little bit, like.
Yeah, of course he's not interested because he likes little girls. Now, it says, upon reviewing the content of Stephen's phone, several images and videos were located which was breast, vagina, and anal opening as the focal point of the videos. There are also pictures and videos depicting vagina, mouth being penetrated by a penis. As such, the files depict the sexual performances of a child. So this was on his phone. To break it down in my terms, they got cootie cat pictures, breasts, and oral sex. It wasn't sex, basically. Him doing things having that little girl do things to her body that should not be being done was on his phone. Blowjobs, basically.
What do you mean not interested? She was just looking for some. And if I was a single guy, why not? Who cares? And he was just not interested. Now that always rattled my brain. Like, what? What do you mean not interested? Now I know why he wasn't interested. She wasn't in his age range. She was 50 years too young. And then also another thing he had said, I knew it was a lie why he was saying, because he's no good at lying. It was just he's telling us he had some girl from Disney,
underwear,
some spicy Latina. I was
shirts and panties.
Don't believe that for a second. So he definitely lied. That's a lie that I caught him in. I never said anything to him because, what, let him talk. Whatever, but I don't think that's true. Because why, if you're already broken up with this woman, why the heck would she be letting you bring random women to her house?
Right.
So it's just a lie. It was 100% a lie, just to look cool and maybe not seem normal.
And here's the thing: it might just be you that thinks that they broke up because he told you that. Because
recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
she referred to him as her boyfriend. She didn't say ex-boyfriend when she was talking.
Yeah, but at the same time, he wasn't living there anymore for that reason.
Oh yeah, those last 3 months, right?
Yeah, so he wasn't living there for some reason. He moved back for some reason. So.
Yeah, so he left. So that kind of makes you wonder about that reason. What was the reason that made him move finally? And then now he's really desperate to get back there, and he comes back for a birthday, and then he kills Madeline the next that night, early in the morning, that same evening after the birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Also, when he came back, he lost a drastic amount of weight, drastic. He looked sick. And I was like, dude, what happened? And then found out he got his Adderall dosage boosted, and he just wasn't eating, and I didn't know if he was abusing it. I know there was days he would take it, days he wouldn't take it. You know, he would call off work some days. He was telling me, you know, from Disney. So I don't know if he was up all night, up all day, and then missing work, or if he chose to call out of work because he wanted to be with Madeline.
Maybe he was just really stressed out from being away from being able to control the situation.
Yeah.
And so he's drugging himself, because if he was away after he'd already assaulted Madeline multiple times over the years, then he has to leave for some reason. She may have kicked him out finally. And then he is paranoid the whole time he's gone.
I mean, you know, if I was doing those kind of sick things, I'd be probably pretty nervous too. So,
yeah, and then he comes back because he just can't let it go, or he's nervous that because he had sexual activity with Madeline that she might be pregnant and just can't let that be.
Well, I know they had contact when even he wasn't living there. Like I remember him distinctly bringing that fact up, that she would text him and talk to him.
Oh, so they would communicate with each other.
Yeah, that's why it's like, did he groom her hard enough that she like loved him? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know. You know, it's just speculation.
Yeah, well, law enforcement probably has access to those text messages.
Yeah.
Of course, he accidentally factory reset his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So what else can you tell me about Stefan?
As in?
Well, just anything that you can think of now that you look back in hindsight.
I mean, I don't really know. I just always thought it was weird that, you know, no one was ever allowed to his house. You know, no one was ever allowed there. His mom bred poodles. I mean,
if these friends know so much, how come they didn't know this monster was doing this to this 13 years old little girl? Because these friends are coming forward saying that they know so much what's going on in that house. Well, please explain when y'all come on my channel and let me know why y'all didn't know what this monster was doing to this little girl. And I'm not blaming the friends, but I'm just saying, like, somebody had to know something besides the little girl and God. Look at that little girl's eyes. The eyes tell everything. Did that look like a happy little girl, a happy teenager to you in this picture? Her eyes look sad.
the house was packed with dogs. I mean, massive amounts of dogs. I've been in his room one time, and it just seemed like a disorganized mess for someone who takes Adderall. So,
and so this was at the room at his mom's house,
don't she?
Yeah, his mom and dad's house. Yes. I don't know what happened to his vehicle because he was driving.
Anybody want to come up? I'm
car.
sorry, y'all. Let me drop the link.
Was his father's car, that Lincoln, the MKZ.
Okay, and so when you guys met, you know, he met up with your other friends. They all thought he was pretty normal and cool and everything.
Yeah, like when I didn't find out about this till yesterday.
I dropped the
around
link
3
for
or 4
y'all.
o'clock.
So,
yeah, I was smoking a cigarette on my back porch, and I just was like, all right, let me look through some Google News. So I did, and I looked through the local, and then all of a sudden that picture popped up, and then it was like, oh, well, this is why I haven't heard from him in 2.5 weeks. He freaking killed somebody.
Yeah, so you and him are you're gamers and you would meet up every once in a while and play that Warhammer, right?
Well, Warhammer I stopped playing a little while ago, but we mostly played Lorcana, the card game by Disney, Digimon, and we played this other like samurai like war game that it's like a little deck of cards and you guys verse each other, you know.
Okay, and so you are probably somebody that he saw more often than other people recently.
Oh yeah, Stefan didn't have many friends. I never heard him talk about other friends ever.
And so what would you guys do when you'd be hanging out recently? Just playing those games?
Play the card game, maybe smoke a joint or something. You know, that was about it.
And just have normal conversations.
What
Just kind of have normal conversations.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normal stuff. I mean, he wouldn't eat every single time. Like, I've never seen him eat at any time when he came over, except once. He had pizza. And that was it. One time. I've seen him eat one time in the past 3 years.
And would you go out to different places with him from time to time?
No, rarely. That was the first time I actually was like, you know what? Let me see if he wants to get. He was supposed to come to a concert with us in a few weeks, but not now.
Well, yeah, he's not going to a concert.
Yeah, no, but no. I mean, that was the first time I ever introduced any of my friends to Stefan, or Stefan, you know, or my friend, you know. So.
And then his behavior that night seemed pretty normal. He was just chilling out, having drinks, and.
Yeah, he only had a couple beers. I mean, it was a pretty normal night.
But other than the fact that he passed up on, as you called her, a cougar trying to get him.
Yeah.
Is there anything that when you were sitting around going, oh, wow, yeah, what about this?
Yeah, mostly that cougar thing. The being with the communication with the ex-girlfriend's daughter.
Yeah.
Wanting to go back to your ex's house to be at your ex-girlfriend's daughter's birthday seemed weird. Talking about how they had a real strong connection, that seems weird to me now. Also, the like living there while they were, that always just seemed weird to me, you know, but nothing ever came up about teenage girls or young children, ever. I would have never, ever suspected that. We already called the Kissimmee police department too, because, you know, like the living there while they weren't together and them calling each other a couple seemed kind of weird to me, and kind of like, I don't know, is it a story?
Well, it is weird that she's saying that.
Did she know? Did she know they were doing stuff? And was the daughter going to get get both of them in trouble?
I guess that's a weird part, is that if he left because they're broken up, and then she's still calling him boyfriend now, like she's saying we, and then he picked her up was dropping her off at school, etc.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little strange. You got I'll give you that. So are you getting that vibe? Because there's people out there that have that vibe.
So Stefan told this guy that he has a very strong bond with his stepdaughter. We know, and it's not a strong bond like a regular stepdaughter and stepfather's bond. You are a sick bastard.
I'm not sure what I think about the mom. I think she's maybe has a little bit of a deficit there, and it's just kind of he's using her.
Using the word "we" and things like that have kind of like did she know? Did she allow this to happen?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes these predators, though, they find somebody who has a child, and then they pick the one that they feel like they can manipulate, and maybe he manipulated.
That's what I was saying too.
And so he may just be manipulating the mother, Jen, this whole time, knowing that what he's doing on the side, but making sure by his grooming tactics that Madeline isn't saying anything to her mother. So it's possible she has absolutely no clue, and she's also somebody that has a little bit of a deficit mentally there. When you called the police, were they pretty interested in what you had to say?
They have not contacted me back yet. So.
Oh, they probably have it all in the bag at this point. I mean, you're looking at, I guess they might want to know the why and what else is going on in the background. But
yeah.
He's got all that, the photographs and videos on his phone. And
oh, yeah, he's caught red-handed. I mean, like, they have pictures of it happening inside the house. So that to me, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah. Have you ever seen him when he's shaved? Or has he always had that big beard?
Yeah, he actually showed up shaved. Yes, he actually came back and he was shaven.
And when was this?
When he came back to live here. So, 3-4 months ago. Yeah, he had no beard.
Oh, 3 months ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he grew it back, and then he goes back there and commits the murders again. But he had the beard on the entire time prior to moving back, right?
Just about. He started growing it back, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Not sure how that's connected, but maybe he was going to shave it off again to hide who he was after the murder.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
It's hard to say. But hey, good. I appreciate you also getting a hold of the police, and I'm a little surprised they haven't contacted you back, though.
Wow.
It's kind of odd.
Yeah, it went to the head detective's voicemail, so I'm sure if
he did contact the police.
Yeah, I'd probably take my statement to see if anything they could use or something like that. But
yeah,
who knows?
Okay. All right, man. Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for talking.
I want to go in a group and show you a picture of Madeline that disturbed me. Let me mute this because Dave was talking to, I don't know, his childhood friend after 100 years. And he's a little loud. Oh shit, I forgot I was I was talking and talking. Did anybody hear about the mother being on investigation? Cause I didn't hear that. Did anybody hear about the mother being in investigation? And I was showing y'all the birthday party. I said that poor baby looks so uncomfortable in her eyes. But yeah, I didn't hear about the mother being in investigation or anything. But I want to hear what this man got to say right here. Because I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. But he says something. I like this YouTuber. I'm gonna message him one day. See if he want to do something together. He has said something, but I didn't finish watching it. I wanted to see if y'all wanted to watch it with
Our
me.
channel that something was up right from the get-go.
Here you go. Let's see.
Bit, oh man, I got some delicious orange juice. I got a little raspy throat. And the temperature has changed here in Texas. I am in South Texas. I am along the border, staying at a hotel, doing border stuff. But we also cover everything on JLR Investigates, including the Madeline Soto case. We were there looking for her. We were all around the area. Hunters Creek, Kissimmee, looking for this child. But we knew on our channel that something was up right from the get-go. We knew that the mother's stories didn't make sense. We knew that just things weren't adding up at the time. Remember the mother, we dropped Madeline off to school or by the school and across the street from the church. She walked and all that, hogwash and all that. Well, we were there. It didn't make any sense. We couldn't, we knew from the get-go that this was a BS story. But guess what, folks? Okay, so let me share something with you. I'm going to share this tweet by Spectrum News because they spoke to the police chief. And they said, spoke briefly with Kissimmee PD Chief Betty Holland this morning. We want the best possible, and we are working with the state attorney to bring justice for Madeline Soto. I also asked if there's other suspects. I also asked if other suspects are now involved in the case. The chief said no comment. No comment. And you know, and we know when anyone says something, no comment, it's pretty much that she is a suspect. The discrepancies in her statements, we don't know about her whereabouts on the morning. The discrepancy she gave to all of us, the public, she said, oh, she saw Maddie get dressed to go to school in the morning of the 26th. It's kind of scary, folks. And I almost think the mother not only is involved with a cover-up, in lying and covering for her man, Stephen Stearns, Mr. Disney Epcot guy that used to work for Figment of Imagination, is now in custody. He's not charged with the MURDER of Madeline yet, but they're working on charges to bring justice for Maddie. Stearns is going to get the book. He's cooked. He's done. Stephen Stearns, he's literally toast. Not bad.
He's
like
literally toast like that toast. Okay.
I'm at a mid-tier hotel this morning.
I like watching him sometimes.
I have another question, folks. Did the family of Madeline Soto, the Soto family, scam everybody on a GoFundMe? Or is the family of Jen Soto, do they support Jen? And what was all this $16,000 that they raised under the guise of funeral expenses and to help the family? Where'd that money go? Did you guys know there was a GoFundMe, but now it's not up anymore? It's still up, but it's not. They put it on pause.
I knew it was a GoFundMe.
There's literally a GoFundMe up.
Yeah, it sure is.
A lot to talk about.
Did y'all know that?
I'm going to change my cover photo to this when I'm done this.
Yeah.
Look. She's toast.
She's toast, baby.
She's literally toast. The mother's toast. The mother is toast. But look at this, folks. There was a GoFundMe up.
Mm-hmm.
And in this GoFundMe, it was set up by a Stephanie Soto, family member.
You told me that, right, Katie?
Aunt
I know somebody
Madeline.
told me that.
Now, I think she would probably maybe be the.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Thank
know.
you, baby.
I don't know who to Jen Soto.
Thank
Not
you.
sure. You're right, Denise. There's always a GoFundMe in these situations. But you know what? After the GoFundMe, 50-50, a lot of times the GoFundMes come back, and then there was a lot of drama in reference to the money not getting allocated to the right people getting shifted. I'm not a proponent of GoFundMe. I've actually personally never donated GoFundMes or to anyone's GoFundMe or donate to anyone's. But here's what they say in this description to the GoFundMe. Here's what they say. And I'm going to read this GoFundMe because it says Maddie Soto funeral and family expenses. And it's interesting because they raised $16,627, right? They raised $16,000 and makes me wonder. Now, funeral expenses I could see the family using for, but there's always a add-on in these GoFundMes where it says to help expenses with the family.
Right.
Possibly this money could be used for lawyer money for the mother. What happens if the mother gets arrested, which is coming?
Right.
I heard she also lawyered up, by the way. There's rumors and speculation that the mom lawyered up. Family expenses. So it's set up by Stephanie Soto, who I sent a message to on Facebook. No response. Oh, by the way, Kaler Soto, the mother using that fake Facebook profile for the dogs, it's no longer there. Gypsy says the money is used for mom's bail. Now it might have been used for some of her lawyer, because I don't know if Jen Soto has money like that. But it seems like the Soto family is backing Jennifer Lizette Soto, who is now under investigation. She's not clear. She's not out of the woods, and she's in some big trouble. Well, let's read this GoFundMe, and I'll show you the charges where the mother could possibly face, at least one. Thank you to everyone for the overwhelming amount of support and generosity. We have reached the goal and have paused donations for the time being. There was a funeral home that graciously offered to cover the cost of Maddie's funeral. Listen to that, folks. This thing right here, this GoFundMe that Stephanie Soto set up 6 days ago.
Oh, it's not on there no more.
Raised $16,000. It specifically says in there was a funeral home that graciously offered to cover the cost of Madeline's funeral. Interesting. So if they paid the cost, where did the $16,000 go? Where did the remaining money go? Or even if any of the partial money used for the funeral was used, what about was all the money?
I'm looking for the thing.
Money used for the funeral? If they're saying here basically a funeral home put up the cost. I always ask the organizers of GoFundMe's questions, by the way. On March 6, 2024, our precious Maddie was laid to rest in a private service surrounded by family and close friends. Again, thank you for your support. So that was the update. Here's the description. Hello, my name is Stephanie, and I am the aunt of Maddie Soto. Our family has been struck with one of the most horrible tragedies, and our sweet Maddie was taken from us. Maddie was the sweetest angel and brought so much joy to everyone around her. She was kind, loving, silly, and funny. She had the most beautiful long blonde hair, bright blue eyes, and a radiant smile. She loved arts and crafts, painting, video games, and all of her pets. She was growing up to be the most confident young lady. The loss of Maddie has completely devastated our family, and we are reaching out to everyone, the community, to ask for support during this incredible, difficult time. We understand times are rough for many, and any support you can provide is greatly appreciated. The community support we have received thus far has been nothing short of amazing. Now, this was 6 days ago. Things have changed. Things have changed considerably
Oh, I
in
see.
reference to the
I
mother. The
found
mother
it.
is in hiding. She changed her
Let me go
profile.
show
Her
you. Oh, I
profile's
can't show
gone.
y'all because of this.
Rumors is she hired a criminal defense attorney, and the chief of police say no comment if there's any other suspects. We all know the mother lied. There's really no one out there defending the mother publicly on the side of the family anymore. There wasn't even anyone from the get-go defending the family, except you have this GoFundMe where they were saying, I guess the mother was also included this, because you would think the mother would be involved with the own funeral of her own daughter. It wouldn't just be the Soto family. The mother had to have a hand in this, correct? Do we agree or do we disagree on this? The funds will be used for Maddie's funeral arrangements and to support the family. Thank you for your love and kindness and support. And, you know, I hate to say, but I think some of this money is going to be in the pocket of Jen Soto, who's going to then use for bail money, lawyer money. She's going to need more than $16,000, though. She's going to need more than $16,000.
She's short of how
If
much?
she gets charged, now we don't know the full extent of what the mother's going to get charged with. She's getting charged. She's getting charged. If she doesn't get charged, then the police authorities have serious, they have to explain. The only way I see her not getting charged is if she fully cooperates against Stearns and they offer her some sort of immunity deal or a plea bargain or something to avoid, being charged with her cooperation. That's the only way, because clearly in that affidavit or in that police report, she clearly said she saw Maddie getting dressed for school at 8 a.m. Well, authorities publicly told all of us that Maddie died earlier in the morning. And the fact that the mother was there, and then the mother goes on national TV and tells everyone we took her to school or he took her to school, as if she was around in that process. So she's cooked. She's cooked, ladies and gentlemen. But here's the thing. Here's what I put out on my Twitter. What type of charges could she get?
Yeah, so
what type of charges could the mom get? And I put this out there. And, I put a tweet out. And I'll read this tweet. I said, false reports to law enforcement agencies 837-05. A person who knowingly gives false information to a law enforcement officer concerning the alleged commission of a capital felony commits a felony of the third degree. Now, it's fair to say that the mother lied. I mean, if the mother did not lie, then the police have to come out and I think should give a statement out and say why the mother didn't, because the mother is getting absolutely roasted by the YouTube community, the court of public opinion. And I haven't heard anyone that was close to the mother. He said
by the YouTube community
publicly come out and defend her. We don't even know where she's at.
Yeah, that's another thing. She hiding.
She could be in hiding, folks.
The mother is hiding. Where are you, Jennifer? Come from under. Where are you? I just want to go back and I want to play. Madeline Soto Service, Hope of Healing Jewels. I don't know if they have music, so I can't play this. But
the future of your business is here. With Wix, you get advanced AI capabilities. For more customization, more time.
We begin tonight with remembering Maddie Soto, a church packed with people paying their respects. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. The memorial taking place in Osceola County. Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie is live there tonight. So, Hannah, was Maddie's family in attendance?
Well, Luann, behind me now, an empty lot, but earlier that was packed, and church officials say they did get the blessing from Soto's family to have this event tonight, but we do not believe they were in attendance here. As the community continues to mourn Maddie Soto's loss, they're also asking for her justice.
There are times where words just feel so inadequate. And sometimes our tears are all that we have.
A service of hope and healing held Wednesday night at Peace Church Orlando in memory of Maddie Soto, some of her Hunters Creek classmates in attendance.
She was a sweet girl and she did not deserve this.
Soto's disappearance turned murder, hitting some of the community's youngest members hard.
There's still going to be a hole in people's hearts, but it might close it a bit more just if there's justice.
Stephon Stearns, Soto's mother's boyfriend, named prime suspect in her disappearance, but not yet charged in her death. A crime scene photo seemingly showing Soto's body in a wooded area in St. Cloud, later posted to Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez's Instagram account.
How do you post a crime scene photo on Instagram? It was just totally
I think we've seen
unbelievable.
This. Belvin Perry Jr., former chief judge for the 9th Judicial Circuit, says this leak could have numerous legal repercussions.
Number one, there's the possibility of a third-degree felony charge. Number two, depending on the circumstances and some of the effects upon the family, i.e. the mother, there's the possibility of a civil suit.
Do you think, in your professional opinion, this could have evidentiary impact moving forward on Madeline Soto's case?
There's going to be questions raised about the integrity of the evidence and chain of custody. I hope that they will dot every I and cross every T, because with this gaffe, the defense will look for other things that they may have mishandled.
The Florida Department of...
So you mean to tell me her own family, that little girl's family, did not show up at her memorial? Only the community and the church people, the people on the internet that's been supporting her, the people out there they showed up, but her family did not? Wow. Nobody in her family. No aunts, no uncles, no nephews, nobody. No little cousin Ricky, no little cousin Jenny, nobody. No aunt back in the days named Jessie, Mickey, somebody. What the hell? Nobody? Oh man, come on now. That's some weird shit. That's insane. It is insane, Katie. It's insane.
Law enforcement is now investigating. We reached out to FDLE for more information other than to confirm they are investigating the incident. They declined to give additional details. Live in Kissimmee, Hannah McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
So bad. I don't know why I gotta use the bathroom again. Wow, I'm so sorry for that little girl. I'm so sorry. It sounds like guilt, yes, and it sounds like that family is taking the mother and the boyfriend side. Because even if the mother didn't show up, I would expect her aunts or uncles or little nephews or nieces or somebody to show up. It seems like everyone was aware, right, of what happened, and no one did a damn thing, allegedly. Right. It seems like everyone was aware what was going on. No one did it. Right. I want to get into what's going to happen next. We have an activist coming on in another few minutes. I want to show you on his page what he does. He is from Chicago. He has been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting for families out there. So before he comes on at 6 o'clock, let me just show you what he does on his page so you guys would be a little aware of what he does. Okay? Yeah.
Of so much of the answers that you all been lied to about. The police gave you a faulty report.
This case next.
And this family will give you the details. Imagine if you work hard every single day. You go home and go in your bed and you retire for the night. Imagine someone enter your home. How would you feel? Unannounced, and you don't know anything was happening. That's a story that the police failed to tell you, the media, that they were in his home and they were the aggressor. They are the ones that perpetrated this escalation.
They lied to us.
They lied specifically to everyone in the city, in this town, to the public, and now this family will give specific details of how Isaac was murdered in his sleep.
Executed in his sleep.
Assassination. This is Black History Month. And Fred Hampton, Chairman Fred Hampton, was assassinated in his home. Breonna Taylor was assassinated in her home. Bolton Jean was assassinated in his home. And now we add to the list, there will be protests. There will be civil disobedience until this video is brought to the public. We won't rest until this video is out. Had this been the other way around, had Isaac shot someone or shot the police, that video would have been out the day of.
Now, what happened was what I gathered from that and what I just read was 911 got a.
I think is critical race theory, or call whatever you want.
911 got a call, right? Hold on. Let me just put this down for a minute. Got a call for domestic violence. When they got in there, they started blasting, and that young man was in his bed sleep. Hold on, y'all. ISAAC. Was it Goodlow? As a Goodlow. Yup, here it is.
Looks phenomenal. See, this difference between black or not breaking into his apartment. For some reason, they just. Yes.
Says he was in bed asleep. Tennessee House Republicans, folks, stunningly undo the work of the family of Tyree Nichols in the Memphis City Council. And the lead Republican behind it literally lies to Tyree's parents about this. We will be joined by him and the attorney, Ben Crump. Y'all, this is an unbelievable story, and it goes to show you how shameful Republicans are in Tennessee. Republicans not too happy about Biden's State of the Union. They still are ticked off. Ooh, we're going to talk with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. But, y'all, we also going to play for y'all the Republican response. It literally was a horror show. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries goes off on Republicans, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene, for their behavior during President Biden's speech. Plus, y'all, other news of the day. Man, it is time to bring the funk. I'm Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Let's go.
He's got whatever the miss, he's on it. Whatever it is, he's got the scoop, the fact, the find. And when it breaks, he's right on time and it's rolling. Best believe.
Goodlow was in bed when these officers entered the home and within seconds shot and killed him. Reports say the officers were responding to a reported domestic violence incident. Goodlow's family says the officers did not announce themselves before entering Isaac's apartment in the early morning hours of February 3rd. The video, folks, we're about to show you is extremely disturbing. And so we want to give you a few seconds to turn away or leave the room if necessary. Hold on. Hold on. Here's one of the body cam videos showing what happened from when the officers arrived at the apartment to EMS arriving themselves.
I don't think you need a key. Hold on, emergency Police! Arrow Straight Police! We go through this door here. Oh, fuck! Fuck! No! Stop! Hey, he's right here. No, he's right here. Hey, show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands, man. Knock him up. I got lethal. Get out there. Right behind you. Keep your eyes open. Fuck! You got that? Did you see back there? Yeah. All right. Hit the light. Start the medics. Roll. Roll towards you. It's in front. Get him on the back. Get him on the back. Grab his legs. Something got me. Grab his legs. Is this something quick or what? No. All right. Are you hit? Are you good? Oh, something shooting. I think that was a taser. Prompt. Check his breathing. Are you hit? Are you good? Okay. You hit? Are you physically okay? Yes. Yeah. Here. Okay. Let's do some aid here. Are you okay? Yeah. Gloves. Give me some gloves anyway. In the apartment. It's on you. Yes. Hey, man. Isaac. Hey, I need you to stay with me, man.
Let me go to the restroom, y'all.
Isaac, man. I'm cutting your shirt. Isaac. You got light? Here. Isaac. CPR started. Isaac, man. Open your eyes. The 6 officers were placed on administrative leave. Joining us from Chicago is the Goodlow family attorney, Andrew Stroth. Andrew, glad to have you here. So this is where I'm confused. Why were they called?
Well, they were called because there was a domestic incident. His girlfriend had called, his girlfriend's sister called the police because there was a incident between the two of them. She was then out of the apartment, away from harm's way. And as you saw on the disturbing video you just showed your audience, without cause or provocation, the Carroll Stream police officers broke into Isaac's room and instantaneously shot and killed him. He was unarmed, 30 years old, and they came in with a tactical ballistic shield and tactical gear like it was a military operation, and unjustifiably shot Isaac Goodloe in the heart. One shot in the heart on that fateful morning.
So
That is the case we will be doing next week. Well, this week, because, the weekend is almost done. But the activist that I will be interviewing now, that is one of the family members. He's covering that, as you saw on his channel. So let's show him respect. Let's show him love. Get your questions ready if you have any questions. And I will see you in 5 minutes. Until then, stay prayed up. Come back. I love you guys so much. You guys support me so much, and I appreciate you, ladies. See you in a few.